this year's budget signals more of the same, with tinkering at the margins here and there, bailouts, borrowing. It's as if the mind is fixated. This is a temporary problem. We'll soon get over it. The exchange rate and crude capital controls, there is confusing trial and error of what I call failed neo-socialist command and control policy regime of the 1960s and 80s, as predicted by some people. When you control nominal variables, quantities will adjust. The quantities that will adjust, employment and output will adjust, and they have adjusted with a vengeance. What is the outcome? What I call delayed, incoherent, or dysfunctional and incomplete adjustment is exerting a toll on the economy. The outcome so far is what I call self-inflicted. It is good enough. We can blame somebody, or blame the oil price for 1 year. But my ladies and gentlemen, my view is that we can continue. After 1 year, we will begin. I will have a saying in a proverb that when you point one finger outside, if you look closely, the other three are saying it's you. And so I say, the problem, dear Brutus, may no longer be in our stars. It may be in ourselves. The economic recession is caused by insufficiency of aggregate demand. But my thesis is that the recession we are in is a structurally induced recession. It's a supply-side induced recession. It is policy-induced recession. Pumping money into the system is only a necessary first condition. But if it is not followed with a systematic and fundamental supply-side restructuring, it will end up as a race to the bottom. The transition to a Nigerian economy without oil cannot be sustainable by merely pumping money into the system. You can't clap with one hand. The aggregate demand is one side. You need the other side to be able to do it. And so, where is the agenda for supply-side structural transformation? A progressive change response tool, which is now the agenda that I present before all of you. For a year, 330 working days, we've had this trial and error kind of thing, stabilization, demand management, fair enough as a first point. But we've seen that it's not taking us very far. And I think the next agenda is towards a Nigeria without oil. It's a fundamental premise that will then ignite. And I call it a change with a deadline. There is no second chance to give a first impression. But I want to say that today is still early. That if we start today, we can still gain some mileage. If you think from September, from next month, to December next year, to December 2018, you'll have 607 working days. From May 2019, it's a lame duck season. And you have 2 more annual budgets to make all the change. But the economy is stuck on a slippery, muddy lane today with a fragile state. What are they, in my view? I think for the APC, the question will be, what will be the 7 Iroko trees, the 7 pillars that, or 5, or 7, or 8, or 4, 3, that APC will show to Nigerians and say, we've put these pillars, and in the next 20 years, in the next this thing, it will take you out of the woods. It is a question. Where are the out-of-box ideas for unusual times? The challenge for APC, as I say it, is moving from a coalition to grab power to a governing team. I commiserate with you because this will be the first time that a government, and under a democracy for that matter, the Shagaris government faced the same crisis, but we know what happened to that government. This will be the first time Nigeria will be required to structurally transform, but without external anchor in terms of conditionalities, IMF, World Bank, and so on and so forth. Under the IBB Structural Adjustment Program that was underpinned by Washington, even under us, when we were pursuing debt relief, the conditions for debt relief was that you had to implement also a set of policies and transformation things. Even when we designed those policies ourselves, we set out the deadlines and the benchmarks, and we had to be meeting with Washington periodically to have a checklist. So there was also some pressure. This will be the first time when on our own, because with debt relief, we have the policy space. The World Bank can't give you any conditions. The IMF cannot give you any conditions. You're all on your own. So the challenge is, do we have the personal discipline to be able to implement a transformation, a painful transformation agenda, all by ourselves without external supervision? That is the challenge that I believe that this government has. And if only APC can deliver that, then you will be able to say, yeah, for the first time, we're able to do that under a democracy. We need, and now if you have to have that with the next election in mind, that even raises the price. We need the big ideas to steer the economy to the next level. Aggregate spending need to get to 15–20% of GDP. You need some unconventional monetary fiscal policy, exchange rate, and financial regime, structural and institutional changes, infrastructure boom, unleashing the states. In short, I ask, where is APC's New Deal for Nigeria?